couple more things. Okay, hi. You know what? Everything's broken. Everything's broken. Why did it not adjust? It didn't adjust things. Okay. Okay, scuff session. This is gonna be a scuff stream today, because apparently this is exactly what's happening. Alright, I'm gonna scooch me so you can at least see me while I'm fixing things. So, hi, hello chat, how are we doing today? Welcome in, welcome in. This might be the second welcoming in for some of y'all, but I'm gonna fix a million things. I'm gonna fix so many things today. Oh, all I wanted to do was, like, just be productive. That's it. That's all I wanted to do was be productive, and, like, you can already see, instead of having the, you know, little game screen on and stuff, I have, what we're gonna be working on today. Yeah. Perfect time, for me driving. You're always driving. Why are you driving so much? Oh, God, I don't understand, because all I wanted to do, okay, I'm gonna start from the top. I was like, okay, you know, I think it'd be nice if we could have maybe some afternoon streams. That'd be nice and cool and productive and fun, right? Okay, that's working. So let me grab, I'm gonna pop out the chat so in case anyone on the YouTube side pops in, I can fix my dock here. This is the problem when I have to do 17,000 things at once. Just does not work. Does not work. Okay, so now I have YouTube chat open properly in OBS. Cool. But yeah, honestly, all I wanted to do was make sure to have an option. If I wanted to stream early, I could stream early so we could do art things and hang out and all this fun stuff. Also, it'd be nice for, like, the European viewers and everything. I thought that would be nice. But yeah, basically wanted to have the option to be able to either stream early or stream late, whatever I was feeling, whatever works for my schedule, because sometimes I am really busy during the day and I can't stream during the day, and sometimes I have things I want to do in the evening, and I you know, it ends up being a stream day, and it's like, well, I want to stream early, so I want to set the expectation that I can stream through longer periods of time. Boom, done. Oh, this whole thing. Oh, and then, so some stuff was, like, not showing correctly in OBS, so I had to reinstall versions over it, like, 5 different times before I could get things to work properly, so that was fun. That was fun and great, and it wasn't a stressful time, like, at all. Okay, so I'm gonna fix, let me just pop this out one more time. You're gonna go in the void for, like, 2 seconds, and then I am going to fix the YouTube chat, and then once that's done, I think we're as good as we're gonna be for the moment. So let me do this, chat YouTube, okay, void. Okay, we are out of the void, everything is working now. I'm gonna put us in art, because that was the whole point of today's stream. So it's scuffy, I'm sorry for scuff, scuff's just gonna happen. Don't blame me for anything, it's not my fault. It's not my fault today, okay? So now we're gonna go into art. Alright, and I need to adjust myself again, because half of my stuff is not working apparently. No, be nice today. Be nice today. Okay, cool. Cool. So everything looks okay now. But the plan for the day is to work on some of the custom textures for EmoteLab. So it looks like... Am I still in just chatting? No, why is half of my stuff just straight up not working? Okay, I'm gonna set the category. Give me a second. Yeah, that is just chatting, but now I want to be in art. Everything's broken. Just absolutely everything. Okay, cool. We're in art now. So everything's fine. I have to do everything manually, apparently. So, any automations I have set up, they are not reliable because, I don't know, reasons. But we're where we're supposed to be now, so that's okay. Which making this time? I am making, so, I'm gonna show you guys, recently, there was a program that came out, Lizard. lizard. There was a program that came out called EmoteLab, right? And basically it's this cute little program that allows you to make, it's like a YCH. So instead of having a VTuber model, it's like an emote model in a sense. So there have been a lot of people making videos and stuff on it. I will be making my own videos as well. But the basic idea is you have this little character off to the side here, and then you have a bunch of selections there right behind me, and then you can make different characters, right? So this one over here is the one I made based off the current model that you're seeing. But we all know that if I have a texture atlas, I'm gonna texture the shit out of that atlas. So we're gonna be making one that's a little more accurate to this model and how I want it to look. Even though, honestly, it's really not bad. It's not bad at all, but I want it to be like a little closer. Just like a little closer, you know? Yeah, so I will, like, you can make alerts and stuff, so I'll show you, like, this is the little, center this. So these are our current alerts as well, but eventually I can go and upgrade them once we have finished the entire texture atlas. So I think it's really cute. I like how it looks. It's you know, it's fun. I've also bought the chibi model that I normally use is also from this artist. So this is their like coffee bean model in a sense, but they're super cute. But there's a bunch of different versions, like little crowbar over here, little sad guy over here. If you're in the Discord already, you've seen these, but they're super cute, and I just want to update mine basically. But I had made one off of the pre-made model from there, which if y'all have been around long enough, you kind of remember this design a bit. But you can make as many characters as you want, and then you can go and adjust them. There are like special adjustments too on the side. So if you want to like make the brows closer in or further apart, if you want to, there's like changing ear shapes and stuff since we have our pointy ears and everything. But there's a bunch of different options like throughout here, right? So this one is our textured one. So this is what we're going to be working on today. A little crazy. Actually, I might start off brand new with this, honestly, but we'll see. We'll see. Did you animate her or the animations program, but you keep the parts you choose? So all of the animations that are in here are set animations made by the artist. Also, all the credits and fun stuff, that's already in the YouTube description. But everything in here is something that the main artist has already like made and set, like the little sippy and everything. Actually, let me clear this one. Yeah. Okay, so it's gonna keep going from that. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna start with a brand new one, so we don't have to load the textures so many times over and over. Because it's taking my textured from the 1.0, because literally, I think it was yesterday, the program was updated from 1.0 to 2.0. So I had to completely redo my texture atlas file because everything just was completely misaligned, which was, it happens, it's normal, it's just frustrating because I'm just happy I didn't get a ton of work done. I only made this one little bang off to the side just to test things. So we're just gonna clear this and start with a brand new one. I think that'll be easier. Okay, so we're gonna clear this character. All right, starting brand new. So the first part that we're gonna work on is the bangs. Now, for anyone who is brand new to texturing, and specifically for EmoteLab's texturing, you'll go through the options and you see how over here the character has that little, it almost looks like a piece of like grid paper, right? That entire section, whatever is there, is already being animated, so we can go and put anything we want in there. It doesn't have to stay within the current bang that's there, the little blue one in the center. It's wherever that like red grid paper touches. So that entire section we can go over and customize. It's always funny when it's Tara and I, the conversation's always chaos. Yeah. No, it's super cool. Yeah, yummy textures. Yeah, you can eat all the extra textures. Any of the extra bits you can you know, chomp and chew and all that good stuff. So, this is what they look like when you have them in. I'm using Clip Studio, but you can use whatever art program is best for you. But we are going to find, I think it's in texture 12, but this is what textures look like. So I put a background, because if you don't have a background, it ends up looking like this. And this is really difficult to see, so that's kind of a pain. But I redid all of this. When I say redid, I mean I copied and pasted the new atlas. But we can go in here. We're gonna scooch over here. But this section, this bad boy right here, all of this section here is what we can use. Calm your chaos, Rex. I mean, both of you are kind of chaotic. Not like bad, but like kind of chaotic. But yeah, now that everything is set up, what I want to do is take the bangs from this model and kind of, in a similar style, I want them to match up. So this person's art it's kind of soft. Like there's not a lot of hard edges or anything. So I want to make sure, because even on stuff that might be a little more pointy, like these like mermaid ears here, like they're still all very soft. And my bangs are kind of pointy, so we have to kind of find like a happy medium between the two. So I am gonna... I think I usually do like a light blue for sketching. I think that'll, we might have to change the color a few times, but I think this will be fine for sketching. So what I'm gonna do first is try to sketch out the bangs that I would have normally. Actually, no, before that, let's get a ruler in here, because I need a symmetry ruler for the general shape. So we're gonna place that down there. I'm going to use the object selection to scooch it. And I'm gonna try to get as centered as I possibly can for that one. Axolotl Leah would be interesting. Yeah, Lottles are cute. I don't know if like they fit me necessarily, but I do like them a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this in a folder to make my life easier. And then we're gonna set this ruler to same folder. So, type that in. Okay, perfect. So now that we have what we need, I'm gonna use my dry sketch brush. And now I can get the general shape that I'm looking for. So let's go... I think I should go a little lighter on the color, actually. So it gets a little thinner towards the edge. The other thing I do need to keep in mind for how the artist kind of has set things up is this top half right here, let's say the top third or so of this, is going to end up being like the base color. Because what I've noticed is, if I take this off, see how you have an outline around here, but not all of this is outlined. This is probably for ease of animation, because if you have the outlines completely around here, right, it's gonna be, it's not as flush as it could be. So I have to try to mimic this. Or at least I would like to mimic it. But let's see. Could make this a little longer too, because I have this room here And there are adjustments for the bangs, so I should be able to stretch out the length to get it how I want it. I am also gonna make this brush a bit smaller. Alright, let's get a slightly better shape out of this. Let me just make sure. Off, right? Yep, cool. Everything's broken, so I don't know which things are on, which things are off. No, that's good, and then sub only's off, right? Speaking of, I don't know why, but on the YouTube side, it keeps switching it back from, I'll set it so anyone can chat, and 5 minutes later, YouTube will set it itself to be in sub only, and I don't know how to fix that. To be fair, I don't think it's my fault. I think it's a bug that YouTube is experiencing, but it's kind of annoying. I wanted anyone to be able to chat. Okay, we're gonna, even though, like, the center part in the model isn't 100% symmetrical. Even though it's like that, I think I'm going to keep the design a little more symmetrical. That's good. I'm gonna make a slight adjustment on this. I feel like it's a little too thick. Yeah, I have a bunch of Banjo-Kazooie music on. You have the lizard. The lizard. Okay, let's do that. This one I can get rid of. Let me lower the opacity to 50 here. Yeah, I guess I could extend it here. I just feel like it's a little too thick on the... Like, the lower third has the right amount of thickness, I feel like, but the middle and upper third, I feel like, are a little too thick. So what if I did... not that color, because that's gonna be too close to this one. We did it like this. Make it a little thinner here. And then kind of follow this like that. Okay, that's a little bit closer. I hope Pixar's Hopper does well. If it bombs, at least its legacy will be the lizard meme. That's true. That is very true. I am a little worried that it's not really gonna be an interesting movie and it's just gonna rely on lizard, lizard, lizard. And granted, that is enough to get me to watch it. Maybe not in the theaters, but I don't really like going to the theater because, like, popcorn's expensive. Their snacks aren't good. Everything's so overpriced, and I don't like it. Okay, that looks better. But I'm worried that they're just like hanging on to, well, people really liked that lizard meme, and then that's it. Because, like, was there supposed to be a movie?
Yeah, it's basically Avatar with beavers.
Avatar with beavers? That's a new one. That's a new one for sure. Did you do anything for your birthday? I did. I went to get dim sum, and it was delicious, and I had a good time, and I got myself some presents. I got a new cup for, like, at my desk. There's, I don't know how to describe the cup exactly, but technically it's not really a sippy cup, but it's a cute little Kuromi cup, and it's got sparklies in it, and it kind of looks like it's got the bubble lid. Does that make sense? It's a bubble lid cup. But it's super cute, and I kind of want to make one as like an asset or something, so that I can have Leah holding it. but it's super cute. So I got a new cup. I got a little, what do you call these? I got it's like a figurine of hagao, which is the like crystal shrimp dumpling that you can get at dim sum. But it was like a little gotcha. Like I didn't know which one I was gonna get. Hi Amity, how are you? How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Got it, Chief. Yeah, it's I don't know how to like explain it exactly. Thumbnail Chibi Lee is adorable. Right, right. That's the so I'll pop on over. I made it I made it using this program. Woo! It has been a hell of a day so far. I'm all over the place. I'm absolutely all over the place, but we're working on the bangs right now, or at least the front bangs. But yeah, I love that little chibi. Okay, now this can go to 50%. Okay, I'm gonna take the ruler off now, because we have our guideline, so we're good on that. I'll switch back to the blue. Okay. And then let's get the basic shape done. Yeah, creativity fun. And I'm really excited that we get to add our own textures and everything. I'm still gonna try to keep the style very similar to the original artists, because like I like their work a lot. Like the pre-made chibi I have is from them, and the template that I bought is also from them that I ended up doing custom art for. So I want to try to make it as similar as possible. But let's see. So we have that little wispy here. I'm gonna curve this more. Oh, that's way too big of a ruler. Follows an animal lover named Mabel, whose mind is transferred into a lifelike robotic beaver in order to communicate with animals and save their habitat from destruction. You know what? You're right. It really is Avatar, but with beavers. That's wild. That's actually wild. But yeah, I'm sure once I have time to sit down and adjust a couple things. I don't know why Restream is being so weird, but I will fix that later. That's a future Lia problem, not a current Lia problem. Current Lia is just gonna sketch and make happy little I was gonna say accidents, but that's, you know what? No, I'm gonna make happy little accidents. Alright, so let's go around here. But yeah, I might wait for the movie to come out just to see, like, how it's going to be, relatively speaking. But I'm a little worried that it's just relying on the meme super hard. And, it seems cute, but do I only want it as a meme, or do I actually want the movie? You know? Because that's what I'm worried about. Okay, so those two end up going like here, so about this thickness. Right now we're just mapping this all out. Yeah. Honestly, so I've been trying to work on watching more movies, and I just watched Blade Runner for the first time, like, maybe a week ago. And I liked it a lot, actually. So it's got more of a curve here, and then it comes inward. Like that. Woo. It's been a while since Pixar's done a really good movie. Yeah, I can't... I think I would probably need a list of Pixar movies before I can go like, oh no, you remember like X movie, like that was great, I loved that one, that was fantastic. But yeah, I can't think of a ton that I like was in love with. But let's see, so this and this, the split is almost like here. You know what? I'm actually gonna scooch that line over. So normally I do the sketching process before I end up going on stream, but the thing is with like the art streams, I need to do more of them, honestly, and I need to get more comfortable with not having everything like perfect and ready before stream, because that's like the biggest thing I've been dealing with is like my brain wants like perfection, right? Because my brain's like, oh, but like you could spend this time getting all this stuff ready, and like making sure you have stuff ready for stream, that's fine. Prepping for stream, obviously okay. But my brain wants it to be like perfect immediately, and I gotta remind my brain that that's just not how things work. That like it's okay if, you know, things are scuffy or I don't have every single little part and detail ready to go. Like, I have to remind myself that a lot. Because normally this entire sketching process, my brain's like, nope, do it off stream, get it ready, and then like start working on the other stuff for stream. Like you can do all the line art, you can do the coloring, you can do the rendering, but my brain is just, it's just like, no, have it all done. Have it all done. But then, you know, I think some of y'all end up missing out on that, and it's important for, you know, if anyone's like a beginner and they want to see what the process is like, that's an important thing for y'all to see. But also, like, I don't know, maybe it's just interesting. And maybe I need to also have my brain relax about things. You know what I mean? How was it? I heard Blade Runner's good, something about robots. Yeah, so it's basically like, imagine, visually speaking, the start of like every cyberpunk thing ever, right? It's, if you've heard of the book, Do Robots Dream of Electric Sheep? It's based off of that novel, which I actually did buy and I'm planning on reading it soon. So it's based off of that novel, and it's about this bounty hunter who goes after rogue robots that have, like, they basically end up becoming sentient and have to be put down. That's like the most I'll give you about it. It's a really good movie. It's the one from, I think it's 1982? But I highly, highly recommend it. I think it is a visually stunning movie, and there are a few shots that honestly I would get framed and hang up on my wall. Like, I really, really liked it. But apparently it flopped when it came out. And it's, I guess, considered a cult classic now. But I really liked it. I highly, highly recommend it. Here's really pretty. Thanks. Shake my head, not keeping. Yeah, I need to I need to be better about showing the entire process, because it can be really helpful to a lot of people. And also I need to like stop putting so much pressure on myself that I end up stressing myself a lot. I know I don't always show it to y'all, but I am always stressed out. Yeah, so Dirty City with neon lights in the rain. Yes, it is like raining the entire movie, I think. But yeah, I will get the process figured out, but this year is gonna be the year of me being okay with showing off like scuff and things like that. Okay, so that's good. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. I basically keep going back and forth on like 2 different layers. So I'll do a sketch and they'll say, okay, cool, let me clean up that sketch. And I'll make the original one 50% opacity, and then on the layer above it, then I start correcting. And then we're gonna do like super basic coloring for when we start this, because I don't know how much shadow I'm gonna add. Probably not a lot, to be honest. I want a little bit, probably more than what the original artist has, but I don't want to make it too crazy. We gotta make sure to have enough room for the gaps too. No, that's a much larger gap. Like here to here, maybe? Okay, that goes there. And it kind of curves out here. And then it goes into here. Okay. So you can see the, like, kind of similarities. It's not gonna be perfect. It's okay if it's not perfect. But I just want to go for something similar, because with how rounded a lot of these corners are gonna be, it's not gonna match the model 100% anyway. It's just going to be similar. And that's what we want, is similar. Okay, so for the base bangs, I think that's pretty good. It's nice that it has the grid built in for now, because like we'll erase this part, right? But I can see exactly like the length that it should be a little more easily, which is nice. Blade Runner is one of those movies where even if you have not seen it, you absolutely seen its fingerprints all over pop culture. Yeah, absolutely. Like, so I played Cyberpunk, like the video game, before I had seen Blade Runner. And as soon as I started watching Blade Runner, I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense why Cyberpunk looks like this. And like there are a million other examples of Cyberpunk stuff that obviously drew from Blade Runner as well. But like the whole, like the neon lights and the rain and like everything, it is just so ingrained in it. I think honestly, my favorite part about it was, so the movie takes place in 2019, right? So this is like the 80s idea of what the future would look like. And they have like flying cars and stuff, like all the cop cars are flying cars. And even though they have flying cars and stuff, they have like computer screens displaying text like it's like MS-DOS, right? Instead of what we see like on our screens now or on our phones now. So it's got this interesting bit of like, you know, futuristic cyber cool stuff, and then also like stuff from the past or the current time then. And there's also a lot of like in the fashion, it ranges anywhere from like the 50s era fashion up to what they would think the futuristic fashion would be. So it's really interesting where they like pick and choose parts that like this is the thing that's futuristic and then this is the thing that is not futuristic. Actually, it doesn't even go that far down. I think I'm gonna do it this way. It starts from up here, actually. Yeah, okay. We're gonna do... No, I think that's good. I think what we can do is start to get the basic look of it now. I like the brush length on the bangs. Ooh, thank you. That'll always be the funniest shit about old movies. Yeah, it's just like, this movie takes place in 2019. And here we are, you know, I'm watching it in 2026 and I'm like, that's not what 2019 was like. That's wrong. That's incorrect. where tech looks amazing in one spot, but the computers would just be fossils. Yeah, because like there's one scene where he's like zooming and enhancing on like a photograph, but he takes like a like standard photograph, like a physical photograph, and then puts it in this machine to put it on a TV, but it's like a CRT. And he's able to tell it all these coordinates where it's like, you know, left this or increase zoom here, and it's really interesting. But then he prints it out by asking the computer to print it out. But it like also doesn't make sense because he's able to lean left and right in the photo to show things that would not be visible, and he's also at like 10,000 times zoom. And then it's clear in the CRT, but when he has it printed out, it's blurry. Like, just like so many things that don't make sense. Like, I'm fine with being like, okay, like, suspension of disbelief. But there's so many things that just straight up don't make sense. Where's my self-tying shoes or, like Sword Art, online nerve gear? Yeah, computer, enhance. It was crazy, honestly. Alright. So, we're going to do, I'm gonna make this really, really, really simple and easy. We're gonna do black and white first, just so we can test how everything looks. So I am going to do this. Alright, now the question is, what pen do I want to use? I think lapis más oscuro I'm gonna use, but I'm gonna just highlight this real quick so y'all can understand. From about here, like this section here, I don't really want too much of any kind of outline, because if I take this off real quick, you can see this section over here. That's asymmetrical. And then this whole section here, that's like the cutoff line, basically. It's here, and then there's a little stuff here. But I'm going to... let's see. Let's see what a 12 looks like. I think I might go with the 10. It's a little thinner, but it'll look... I think with the detail that I have, I think a 10 is going to be fine. But we're going to try to keep the similar, like, I'll put, like, a dot here, and then I can take this and continue downward. I am going to hide this for a second so I can see this a little better. But... you see what I mean for, like, that softness? That was very sharp and pointy. But I want it to look a little softer. I think I'm gonna redo that line, but you get the basic idea at least. It's like how in Star Wars, where they have spaceships and lightsabers, with the stormtroopers pull out a walkie-talkie with a big-ass antenna. Yeah, exactly. That, like, same idea of, like, this is futuristic, and we have all these, like, fantasy futuristic technologies, but they're based in, like, actual current tech, which is funny. That, like, okay, we can imagine, like, computers that can enhance and zoom and things like that, and do all these crazy things, but we couldn't understand more than, like, a CRT setup for some reason. I'm a little worried that this is too thick. Let me try it. You know what, let's just see how it looks. You can tell when any movie came out by the cell phones. Yeah. I feel like this is gonna be too thin. Or no, too thick. Because at least, like, with this, like, the 10 is definitely better for reference thickness, but, like, is it going to be too muddy? That's the problem, because you have to oversimplify so many things with, like, this kind of art style. And I guess I could just oversimplify it now and see how it looks. Because, like, this is kind of similar, right? I'll still need that little wisp there, but we could do something like this. Let's leave it like that for now, just to see how it is. So, outline, base, outline, wisp. So let me do this section, just so we can at least test and see if we like it.
Happy birthmas to you, happy birthmas to you, happy birthmas, dear Leah, happy birthmas to you.
Thank you. Hi Smoke, how are you? Thank you for the birthday wishes. Let me get rid of that. Brush. Pen. Like that. So, like, that's kind of, like, in the same style, right? Let me go down here and get rid of that one, and then I can place this. There we go. I'll have the perfect dots, and then what I'll do is underneath. Change this to
Mom,
white.
I pooped myself.
Again? Already? Already? Okay, so I'm gonna go around and follow this. And then we're gonna color, like, all of this in. And then we'll have a basic idea of how this is looking.
Leah, I threw up.
Oh no, you threw it up? Chat, you gotta eat it now. You gotta clean up each other's messes. We're not having none of this. No messes in this house, okay? Okay, so now, without that, that one, nope. There we go. Okay, so this is, it's overlaid, but I wanted to get kind of a similar thing going. We could also keep the outside part thicker and then add some thinner lines inside, but I want to see how this ends up looking. What do you mean, huh? Chat eats all the gross stuff. And I'm not gonna let them throw up all over my house. So you gotta look it up. That's what's happening. You gotta look it up. All right, let me. This is how we're going to fix this. Let's do that. Okay, so this entire little like pinky, like salmon color, this whole section, we're going to, in a sense, delete it. Like when I export this so that the PNG is there, the section behind it won't be there, because if we save it right now as is how it looks currently, we'll have it with the white bang and the blue bang and this section. So it's gonna look all sorts of crazy. So we're gonna hide this for a second.
No, they can't eat my throw up. It was Fruit Loops. It's art now.
So you made like a Jackson Pollock with your mouth, is what you're telling me. And you don't want chat to eat your throw up because you made rainbow art similar to Jackson Pollock. But again, with your mouth. But yeah, look, I mean, chat's getting defensive over their throw up. It just reminds me of Nagy, because he doesn't, like, if somebody goes near him and he's just thrown up, he will get defensive over it, and he's like, it's my throw up, I'm gonna eat it. And that's just how dogs are. Exactly, okay, alright. Oh. Alright. I'm gonna grab my lasso tool so we're gonna section this, remove it, and then put it in a different layer so that if I need it, I need to know where the texture should be. It'll be there. So let me grab this and do a rectangle because that'll be easier. Alright, so I've got it. And then I'm putting it here. So it's in the right space. But now I can just turn it off like that. What happens if you go into the red square and take out the black oval? Oh, like if I just like erased the original bang that's there, it would mostly look like the red grid, but it would have that section like cut out, because that's think of it like it's a single layer right now because I don't have it separated. Let me put this back in there. So you see how this one here, the one that we made, this is our little tester, right? This one here looks just like a bang. There's nothing else next to it. It's only the first like center bang here, right? And then if I put this underneath, that's two different layers, right? But if I tried to take out the blue one or the black one, then it would just be like cutting it out like a piece of paper. Because that's a single layer right there. But I have like 4 different layers for this one. So now that we have our first section here, we have this bang. I'm gonna save this, and then we're gonna install it into EmoteLabs. So let's make sure we're in the right one. Okay, so this was in texture 12, so we're now changing what texture 12 looks like. Obviously, if you're doing this yourself, make sure to make a copy of the textures because it's gonna be a pain otherwise. I already have 2 folders full of copies. So it already exists, replace it, cool. So now it looks like this in the folder that it's taken the textures from. So now we're in EmoteLabs. I'm gonna click on the little paint bucket. And we're gonna go to where the bangs are. And it's the center bang, it's got the little carrots pointed at each other. So I'm gonna turn it on, and then I'm gonna say use custom textures. And you see how it's already blended in and everything? Like, we can adjust this if we don't like exactly how it looks, but see how I already just added that and it's blended in perfectly? Ta-da! See? Yeah. So I definitely like how the outside bang, like with the dot and everything looks, because it already matches up really well. My only worry, honestly, is the line weight that we used is a little thinner than what the original artist used, and I don't know if that's bothering me enough to change it, or if it's fine as is and I'm being erratic and kind of anal about it. So it only kept your bang because it was in the oval. So instead of thinking about it inside of the oval, think about it in that little red grid, right? So if I show you, let me take off the custom textures and I can kind of show you what I mean. So you see how we have the bang and the red grid, or the pink grid, whatever, it's, the salmon colored grid. Anything within that section in the grid is what will be added. So it doesn't have to be smaller than the bangs that are inside here. I could actually make it wider than the bangs, but as long as it's not wider than the grid paper, then you're fine. Because for the lower part of these bangs that we just did, it's actually longer than the original bang that was in there. So as long as it's within that grid paper, you're fine. Yeah. Oh, good. I'm happy you understand. But yeah, don't feel bad asking questions. I like answering stuff like this. Yeah. Oh, and let me show you the adjustments while we're on here, because that'll help me decide if I want to change it manually or if I want to do it with the adjustments. So under parts, we're gonna do bang. Oh, not under parts, excuse me, under adjustment. So there's different lengths and stuff off to the side here. So we're gonna turn this on, right? And then I can adjust this either way. So if I want it super long, I can make it like that, or if I want it super short, I can bring it up here. Now, this stretching and pulling is going to change the general shape. So like, you see how it's super stretched? And then if I take it all the way back to 0, because it's a 0 to 2 slider. So 1 is the original, 0 is the short, it's squished, 2 is pulled. It completely changes the shape of how this looks. So I could adjust it, let's see. Actually, the eyebrows on this are way higher. So if I like the way it looks like here, I could leave it like that, right? But if I'm like, I want to change the length manually but keep the exact shape, I could just go and draw it again. Let's do 2. You like 2? You just want like the super long bangs just cover my face completely. Leah. Actually, I was thinking about, I've been wanting to do this for years, but I want to make like a little like chibi that comes out of the TV and everything. I think that would be great. So I think for this, because like the bangs are a little longer than my eyebrows, but the eyebrows aren't like correct on here. So let me see what it looks like standard. Because I think slightly shorter looks better here, actually. Because I definitely did angle these a bit. Look at it with, you can see how much motion that these actually do get per animation. I actually do think it should be a little shorter. So let's do at like maybe 0.6. Maybe a little shorter, 0.5. Yeah, I think at 0.5 is good. I'm not sure if I want to adjust the shape at all, but like you get the basic idea of going back and forth on, okay, this looks good, etc. Until we get the hair like perfectly like fitted, I think what I'm going to do is just keep it like really simple black and white, because we can decide on the colors later, but I do want to add a shadow because I do want to see what that looks like. So now we're back into here. And I'm gonna do bang. I'll rename this properly. Tier, what is that emote? Okay, so wisp outline base. Okay, so I'm gonna put the shadow here. And then I'm gonna choose like a pretty light gray just for testing. Just so we can get an idea. So let's go underneath the wisp. I don't want to go super crazy, but like adding like a little bit of depth is nice. Twitch Global, my avatar. So wait, it's something that Twitch added? That's weird looking. That's weird looking. Okay, I think what I'll do is same thing here. Oh, why is this on dry sketch? We're gonna fix that. There we go. Okay, that's smoother. I was wondering why the edges were like a little crazy. You know, it's crazy because like, I swear. What is happening with the emotes? It's funny how like where Twitch decides like which ones are okay and which ones are like not okay. So I'm gonna pull that in like this. Also, I haven't decided where my light source is exactly, so that's gonna be an important thing for the shadows, but this is testing. Bring that in a little bit. There we go. Okay, so same thing again, we're just gonna save it, and then we'll see how it looks. So we're gonna save that as, that's number 12. Okay, and then I just have to reload the textures, and then we'll see the difference. Okay, so I think for any of the wisps, I like them. I'm not sure if I like them on the sides of the bangs, but I definitely like them on the wisps. So I think in order to avoid it looking too cluttered, we'll keep any of the wisps and give those shadows, but the rest I think we'll kind of leave alone. Glory squeak squeak? Wait, what do those words mean? I do have a tail now. Oh, glorp squeak. Oh, that's an advertisement for the squeaks that I've been making. I thought it was cute that it just kind of like floats there. Okay, so we're gonna go back. I am gonna erase everything except for that one shadow. Because it's really easy to make these simplistic designs like too muddy and messy, and it doesn't look good. Okay, so we're gonna go back and then reload. Yeah, I think that's like perfect. I think it's enough detail where you can. It's not too muddy. I think this is better. So for all the little wispies that we add, because we can add a bunch, I think we'll just keep it to that. But that's already looking really cute. So we need to determine the next section of bangs. So let's figure out what they're called. So hair bang. Okay, I'm assuming it's these ones. Yep. Okay, so now it's looking a little crazy. It looks a little crazy, but this is what this looks like. So let's put this back on the little sippy animation. There we go. Actually, you can see a lot better how these things move when you have the little grid textures on here. Yeah, quazy. Quazy. Okay, so that's gonna be... It looks like this one down here. Let me see if there's one on 11 as well. Okay, there are two separate ones. That's annoying that they're on different pages, but whatever. We can deal with that. It's not like the worst thing. We just copy and paste some stuff. Okay, so... the one that is visually to our left is the right side. So this one we can do first. So we're in this texture, so let's do This one we don't need a symmetry ruler for, so we can skip that step. But now we can get an idea of how we want to do these bangs. So this section over here, that's what we're gonna focus on. Let me see about where this goes currently, because we're definitely gonna need to adjust these slightly. Okay, there's already like a decent gap there, but we can tilt it and slide it a little too. Okay, so let's get dry sketch out for this one. I'm gonna follow the same basic line for now. It's pretty thin for this first one. And then it's got a decent gap here where we start on the next one. And then it goes on to do another similar section. Now the only difference is that their section goes off way further than ours, so I'm kind of curious if we save this one as is. I want to see where it ends up fitting on the current texture to see if we need to kind of guesstimate what would end up fitting there. So let's save this one. And this is page 11. And then I'm gonna go and reload the textures on this. Okay, so now we can kind of see like where these end up going. It's definitely a little too high, so I'm going to have to adjust this. But the tedious thing with these is just going back and forth and saying, okay, this kind of looks good. Ooh, this doesn't look good. This kind of looks good. Ooh, this doesn't look good. So lengthwise, we can probably end up making that a little shorter, but we're gonna have to pull that in a lot harder. So let's do, I'm gonna do 50% on this and then just go right over it so we can see where our our steps have taken us. So here is fine. Maybe if we do it a little more like this. And then bring this over. I want to keep that thickness, because we can just adjust how thin it needs to be. And then another one over here. I wonder if we should just go straight. Because we're trying to curve these, but I don't know if that's the right move for that, but we'll see in a second. So we're gonna do the same thing where we save. Same page on number 11. And then we're gonna reload and see if we like how this mapping is going. Okay, that looks a little better. It's not... I think actually what we should be doing is we should be adjusting these further back. Because like if you look at my current model, there's like pretty sizable gap in between like the center bangs and where the side bangs like start within the center. Yeah, we should definitely push that. So let's take this and actually scooch it like here and see how that goes. Get rid of that one. Or save again. Okay, that's saved. Reload. Okay, so it doesn't... Actually, no, that's not bad. I was thinking maybe it doesn't need to be quite that far. On the other side, it doesn't have to be quite that far, but there is a larger gap because the gaps are asymmetrical on here. Okay, I want to change like the angle, I think, but honestly, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So if I take this and maybe go like that, let's see how that looks. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. So the angle's closer. I'm gonna scooch it out a little bit more on the side. Maybe this much. Yeah, I mean, that gap definitely matches closer to what we have. Okay, and now we can start fixing the actual sections to make it look a little closer. I need a sippy, though. Okay. So let's bring that out. Get rid of this one. This is now gonna go to 50%, and then we're gonna add a new layer on top. Okay, and something similar. So let's do like this, follow that curve. First smaller line can come in here. And then within that, we can do the next one. Well, I think it's almost time to feed the babies. Actually, give me a second. And I will be right back. I'm gonna go feed the boys. Because it is basically their dinner time. So 1 second. I'm back. I was not using the potty. I was feeding the babies because it's their dinner time. And I got my meds while I was at it. Alright. There we go. So I want this section to be kind of similar. So that's probably fine. For the drinkies? You mean for chat's drinkies? Okay, let's see. And this connects into here kind of similarly. Okay, let's see how that looks. I'm gonna take this one off. Save that again. Okay, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Only the finest, yeah. Chat loves the finest toilet water. I want to make the gap a little smaller for like the first section. And then maybe I can make it like a little thinner. Like the smaller one, I think I want a little thinner, but when I do the outline, it might be fine where it's at. But I definitely want to close that gap a little more. So let's do here. Let's bring that in a little more. I think that's one of the downsides about retexturing stuff is you don't quite know how things are gonna look. Because it may be like twisted, pinched, pulled, etc. Oh. There we go. Okay, that's much better. I like that size of gap. It's a lot smaller. And then what I think we should do is I think I should make that part thinner. I really think I should make that part thinner. I'm sure it'll be fine. But now we can start cutting into that second one to carve out where that's gonna end. So let's do that part first. So within here, I'm gonna say, let's do like here. And then we'll cut that part off real quick and see if that looks okay. Now we can save that. And reload in here. I think, okay, so if we're gonna keep the current thickness of the small part, we need to make that like a little wider, but I still want to make that like thinner. So I think I know what I want to do size-wise for that. I think I know, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So I'm going to do a little bit of this. See, that curves out a little bit, so maybe like worry about that next section after. Okay, I think that'll look good. Okay, there we go. Okay, good. We just need to pull that a little harder, I think. So if I curve that, like, on the larger section of the bang, if I curve it a little harder, I think that's kind of what I'm going for. But it's close. It's definitely close. Probably make it like a little longer too. Let's bring that. Curve both parts of that real quick. Like that, maybe. And then I'll make both sections like a little longer. I think that's gonna be the shape on that side at least. There's not as much of a gap in between, but we can probably fix that. Okay, so that curve is definitely better. So I think what I'm gonna do now is, they're both a little too thick. And that gap is kind of non-existent now, so we need to add that gap back in and then fix the left and right side of it. So let's do this. And then I want the gap a little stronger over here. Pull that in like that. A little longer here. Then I think it should be okay. Now the gap's too big. Okay, but I can make that a little thicker on the side. We're getting there. Honestly, this is all I do. Normally it's just not on stream. So let's see. Add in just like a little more. I'm gonna make this the cutoff here. Then make this like maybe a little thinner. Gap boy, wrong kind of gap. Let me pull it in like that. There we go. On stream we can point and laugh, technically. Technically you could, but the best part is, for any worries about that, it's like, okay, let me see your art. Let me see your art. What do you do? What do you do? Okay, that's way better. That's way better. Okay, and it doesn't need to curve out quite as hard there, so I can pull that in, but no, that's looking good. And then we can work on that little, like, third section that goes in towards the rest of the bangs. But no, that's good, that's good. I like this. I like this. Okay, so this curves in too hard, so we should make that, like, more straight. Okay, that goes here. Oh, that made it a little wider. Interesting. Yeah, that's... I don't know how it's pulled on here, but I made it wider than I wanted it to be. So hold on, we're gonna do an experiment real quick. So I'm gonna do like this. And I'm gonna go like this. And we're gonna see which line is the line we should be following. Okay, let's do number 11. Okay, so it's the pink one. The pink one's the one we want to follow. Like the pinky purple. Okay. So we can do that. And then curve it in like this to give the shape that we want. Go. I don't need to clean this up all that much, just a guideline. Now that should look better. There we go. There we go. Because, like, I don't want it curved super hard. And it's not gonna have, like... I'm not bringing it up all the way when I do the, like, the outline of it, so it should be fine. And now we can do the next little section. And then we should be able to put that bang in, no problem. And then all we do is just copy and paste on the right section, which is our right, the model's left. Let's do this. Actually, how far is that gap currently? Okay, that's really far, actually, so let's get rid of this entirely. And then we're gonna do the same thing where we're gonna start the next corner. I feel like maybe this much. And see like about how far that gets us here. Just straight up here. Oop, that is not very straight. There we go. Okay, we're gonna see about how big that is. Honestly, having the grid system is really nice for this. Okay, so not bad, not bad. We need to lower it because it's not very high up. So if we lower it, I think we'll be fine. So let's see how this looks if we... Maybe from here? See how that looks. Okay, reload that. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty similar. Yeah, I'll make like a... actually, for here, I don't think I need this slight detail. Okay, I think we can start outlining this part. I think it's at a point where it's good enough. Let's get rid of that. Now we're doing... This needs to be black. And then, yeah, we're still using the 10. So we'll start from here on the outline and see how that looks. Let me start from this one. The outside should definitely be higher. What is my stability? At a 90. Let's bring it up to a 95. It's a little too low, but I'm gonna start from here. I need to make one of those Control Z counters because I feel like I'm constantly adjusting the way I want these lines to look. Turn this a little. I think that's part of the issue. Yeah, that was definitely part of the issue. Okay, not bad, not bad. So let's just see how that ends up looking. Save that. Okay, no, that'll look cute. This is gonna look cute once we have the white in there. I think the only thing I want to change is how high both of those center lines go. So I think I'll focus on keeping the lines about like where each piece of hair starts to come into contact with one another, but I like this. Let's do... I'm gonna turn it again, and then I'm gonna try something out, because I'm gonna try to do it from each like connecting point. This one should be fine for this. So instead of following these lines all the way up like I did before, I can also do like this. If I want to keep adding in those same like dot motifs. So let's hide that, see how this looks. But I think we can add the white in after. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. I'm not sure if I like how high the first one goes, but I think it's fine in comparison. Now, the only other thing I think that we should add to this section, potentially, I'm not sure it should be on this one or the next one, but I do have a couple of, like, wisps that come in from here, and I think those might be nice to add. But we can do that on a separate layer and sketch over it. So let's get this part done first, and then we can kind of, like, experiment and see what we like. So this is... bang... Is it in or out? Okay, so 2 going towards the right. Outline. And same thing here, but this is going to be base. Okay, now we can add the white in. And then... yeah, we can do it with this one, that's fine. What I'm going to do is basically take this and kind of connect it. I want to stay within this grid. And then we're gonna make an outline, fill it, and then correct it. Okay, like that. Ooh, don't need that to be quite that large. You know, I'll set it to the thick brush, but I'll make this a lot smaller. Just gently go over this part. Get rid of that there. Okay, so that should be good for that section now. Did it actually take my regular save? Every time I did Control S, I didn't like it. Oops. Bring that back up, that back up. Okay. There we go. So now you can see how it's blending in on that side as well. I'm gonna keep the green grid on for a moment just so we can see how everything will look, but I definitely think we should, on this layer, I'll make a separate like layer on top, but for this section of the hair, I definitely think we should make that extra wisp coming in. So I think that'll add like a nice bit of detail. Because there's that other outer bang, but that'll come in a little differently, and I have to... Simplifying that's going to be interesting, but we can make it work. We can make it work. I believe in us. But it's definitely coming together, and it's a lot more detailed. Even with the simplification of everything, I'm enjoying how it's looking. So let's do this. Actually, before we do that, grab that blue. Okay, we don't need that anymore. And then let's try to figure out where this would come in. So it's towards the edge, so I'm gonna guess something like this, and then we're gonna see where that hangs. As long as it's within that grid, then we are good. Okay, this is kind of how I think it's gonna work, but we're gonna see. Okay, see if I did Control S on that one and it made me do the full save. Okay, so that's not far in enough. Oh, interesting. Okay. So the way that I have these like two longer wispies on the edge, those would actually work on the outside. Interesting. Okay, so basically for this hierarchy order, the center bangs are above these little side bangs, right? But the actual full side bangs are above these like center side bangs, if that makes sense. So if the center bang is 1, and then the bangs we're working on right now are 2 and 3, and then the bangs outside of that are 4 and 5. 4 and 5 sit above 2 and 3, and 1 sits above 2 and 3. Okay, so maybe that'll look better on the other one. Okay, so I'll have to incorporate that into the next set of bangs, so we can get rid of that. So let's remove that one. I'm gonna put this in a folder. And then pop these in real quick. Get rid of this sketch because we don't need that anymore. And then we can do the same thing that we did before for removing the green background. And then we have to, on page 12, we have to take this bang and then put it in the exact, well, actually not the exact same spot, but like, because they are asymmetrical. I'm gonna place them together and then I'm gonna adjust, I think. But either way, we're getting rid of this one first. So before we do that. All right, let me hide this bang real quick. Grab my rectangle selection tool. All right, make sure nothing else is in there. We're gonna select that, cut it, and then paste it. So now we just have this section here. So same thing we did as before. And we're gonna save this. It's still on page 11. And now we can see what that bang will look like. If I can keep remembering where things are. See, like, look how that looks already. I'm really excited for how this is coming out, because it still looks like the original artist had a hand in it. Because it's interesting to see how differently people are texturing theirs, because I want mine close to how the original artists look. But some people, like, have it, like, so different. I do think I'm gonna change the length a little bit to match, because I think we either need to raise the center bangs or lower these side bangs. I think we should raise the center bangs a little. Yeah, I think it looks better with the short. Yeah, because it would be above the eyes anyway. I mean, we always could, like, slightly adjust if need be, but I think this is a good look for that for now. But we're already making good progress. Alright, I'm gonna place this on the other side, and then we will adjust again. Oop. That one goes there, that one goes there. Alright, we're gonna take this. We're gonna hide texture 12, or 11, and then we're gonna put this in texture 12. So the hard thing is figuring out exactly how this is gonna go. I kind of wish, and I don't know how this program works, but it would be nice if I didn't have to flip it, you know? But I kind of have to flip it. It's a good thing my my thing is asymmetrical. All right, let me count how many of the points that'll help me. Okay, so it's about 2 squares up and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5-ish over. So we'll see if we can get that right. Okay, so 2 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that needs to be moved over more. So for a starter, I think that's fine. So let's see how this looks. And then, honestly, because they're asymmetrical, they're gonna be changed a bit. Why is that lower on that side? You know what, actually, I think they're supposed to... I just realized that I accidentally made my bangs uneven. So no, they actually do mirror each other. I lied. I lied! So let's see if we can get this as accurate as possible. Oh, I know a better way to do this. Hold on. Watch, we're gonna be big smart. I'm gonna hide this real quick. We're gonna take all of these. I'm gonna copy it. And then I'm going to hide this. On here, I'm gonna place this. And then I can place it directly on top. So we're gonna pick all of this up. And if we line it up like this, then it'll be perfect. Then I won't have to worry about it. And then I definitely gotta fix the custom model. Okay, that should be correct now. So if I... Okay, it's like slightly off. Let me see. This, and this. Okay, that should be like perfectly on top now. So let's do these two can go in here. That I will get rid of. Nothing's in that folder. Yeah, I just realized that I made a mistake. I made an oopsie. Alright, this is on 12, so let's just make sure it looks okay, and then I will get rid of that section down here. here. We're gonna do that one. Reload the textures. There we go. And then I will get the same adjustment length number from the other one. Actually, no, those were the same. We only adjusted the center, I believe. But this is already looking super, super cute, honestly. Okay, so on here, same thing. We're going to do the rectangle selection tool. Make sure we got everything in there. Paste that. Now we can hide it. All right. That goes on 12. Reload that texture. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, this is already looking so much closer. Like, I'm gonna stay still for a second so you can see both. I think they should be a little, maybe a little longer. Yeah, I'll make them a little longer, but we can do that adjustment really, really quickly. So let's do maybe like here. Then we'll do the length for this. About here. And then I'll do the same thing for the opposite side. There we go. So it's a little bit longer, but like, yeah, no, this is already looking super cute. Let's go back to the drink. Also, we can do things like completely change out what the cup looks like. So if we want, I love root beer, so I might switch that to a little like root beer can or something. But we can switch out a bunch of these things. Look at that. That's already, I'm so excited with how this is looking already. Like, this is so cute. Actually, let me change the ears. There we go. Oh, they already changed this. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, so one complaint that I had before was that the ears were like not quite long enough, especially for elf ears. Look at that. I can have the jumbo elf ears. Oh, and we can change the positioning. Oh, that's perfect. That means I can have all of my little piercings and everything on there. I think I don't want them super droopy. I kind of have them like mostly neutral in a lot of my art, so I think I'll keep them like pretty level. But look how cute that is. Okay, I'm really happy that they fixed it. But this is already starting to look fantastic. So let's see, what's the next set? So bangs. How could you lie to us? What did I lie about? What did I lie about? Or bang. Okay, I think they called it something else, so we need to find what it's called. Okay, hair branch, I think? Okay, there's these. So that's for the outer section. Okay, I'm gonna leave these on so we can see how this is shaped for a second. I think it's hair framing is the one we want. Okay, it definitely is, but which one is it? Because now this is the difficult part of figuring out which thing is the hair framing for. Because there should be a texture, a custom texture for this. Big ol' floppers? What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah, because I want the next section of hair to come in. But where is the... Okay, that's that one. That's behind. There's just two different... one's up higher than the other. That's the difference there. Okay, but there's got to be a custom... I can work with it. I can work with it if there isn't one like this, but what happened to it? What happened to it? I wish Leah was real. What do you mean? I'm right here. I'm right here. Yeah. Yeah, because I thought that was in front. Okay. Let's leave that there. Because, like, worst case scenario, it'll be a little more limited, but I can pick one of these hair framings, and we can go within the size of that, but it is, again, more limited. I can make it work, but I don't like it. Because I see the custom texture sections for, like, the little, the purple ones that go off to the side. But, don't see an adjustment for that. Interesting. Let me look at all the different sections on here. Because there might be another piece that we could use in the interim. But let's see. Hide that for a second. Okay, feathers, the little bat wings. Those are so cute. Ears. Let me check 12. Okay, so these light blue ones here. Okay, we gotta look for this purple one here. This is the one that we want. Because this one over here, I believe, is that little one that we were looking at just a second ago. So we gotta find which one this is. Leah isn't real. Apparently I'm not real. Yeah, so let's see. Hair side one. Just go through all these real quick. Yeah, I don't think it's hair side because we have the higher hair and the lower hair, which is still cute and all. Highlights are like the little wispy things, which we can add more wispies. We can always add more wispies, but I'm gonna leave those alone. Highlight, side branch A. Okay, those are the built-in ones. Ahoge. Oh, there is a section for the custom ahoge. That's orange. Rear, maybe? Let's see, that's a light blue. That's not what we're looking for. That's cute. Pigtail here. Where are you? Where are you? That's the most difficult part of these things. Because it's definitely, it's in here. Like, I can see the texture. The one we want is this one right here. This, like, purpley one. But where are you? Alright, we might have to just work on a different part of the hair for the moment, so I can get rid of the other pieces, and maybe we could start working on, like, the back of the hair for now. That's odd. Because I can see, like, the way this is cut, I can see pieces being, like, above or below, depending on how it was set up, but... yeah, because we have those. Oh, maybe it could be a bug in the 2.0 version, too. Gentle, hi! Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you so much for the resub, I appreciate it. Yeah, because we should have, like, these would work. These here, or this purple one. But I don't see it on the branches. I might have to submit a bug report for that. But I feel like that would have been there. So, you know what, we're gonna bald as much of the model as possible till we find it. So let's see, what do we got? What do we got? So pigtails. Oh, is that what these ones are? The pigtails might be the little blue sections. Okay, alright. Let's go back here. Yeah, I think, oh, these are pigtails. Oh no. Hello, Leo, hope you're having a marvelous day, doing well. Just popping in to say hiya, and... what does that last part mean? I'm afraid to say half of your messages out loud, I'm not gonna lie. But welcome in, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. What is that? Thank you for the biddies, though, I appreciate that. Okay, so these are pigtails. Oh, ritual sacrifice a kid. Okay. I wasn't sure. I was not sure at all for that one. Okay, so these are like very far like behind. So I'm still looking for this one. So we just gotta bald her. Okay, that's fine. Let's see, what do we have? Hairbang. Oh, no, we need to go back to the custom. Those are fine. That's fine. The branches, I'm gonna try to turn off for now. Framing off. That framing off. Side. So if we turn off the side completely... I don't know why that played twice, but it did. Look at how much stuff is on it. Thank you for the stickers and the biddies, I appreciate it. Also, welcome in, welcome in. How you doing? Yeah, this is great for the back of the hair, because I see 3 different sections that could work for it. I swear I found that other one in the 1.0. Okay, going back to bald. Okay, the highlights are just like these little, like, things that we could add on. Actually, that might work well for those outer wisps that I was talking about earlier. Welcome in, how you doing? I need that purple section, so where is that? Because if that's not in here, I'm gonna have to submit a bug report. Okay, so that's just up there. That's off to the side. Okay. Ahoge has its own thing. But that's there. Hair rear. Okay, so a different back section, that's fine. And then the pigtail. Oh no, pigtail's a different section. Oh, there's a couple different ones. Okay. So I still was right on the pigtail, so there's like a lower and an upper. Okay. Yeah, this is the only downside when, like, updates to programs are great until other bugs happen. Okay, so neither of those. Can I really not find it? Hairband. Oh, okay, we could do some cute stuff with that. Okay, that's, like the little, like, maid, headband. Okay. I'm gonna hard lurk now, still at my office working. Yeah, I know, I went on a lot earlier than usual, but I really appreciate the lurk, thank you. Let's turn those off. Oh, we can have both of those at the same time. Nice. Band C. Oh, wow, look at how big this one is. That's cute. Your clips, okay, those are adorable, but not what we're looking for. Halo, hat. Oh, this is supposed to be a hat? Oh. I didn't realize that that one was... Oh, there's so many of these. Okay, cool. That's cool. It'd have a little chef's hat and everything. Okay, cool. Ear wings. Those are adorable. Not what I'm looking for. Horns. More horns. Those are cute. Oh, these are mech stuff. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's outfit related stuff. I can't find it. Okay, I might have to submit a bug report for that. So let me write myself a little note. Just whoop, whoop. Okay, I'm gonna put that in mod chat real quick, because yeah, I can't find that that texture. Like it exists. It lives in the texture atlas, but let's see. Need to submit bug report for hair texture on EmoteLabs. Okay, so that's fine for now. Okay, cool. Alright, so we'll just work on the other parts until then, but that's a little annoying, because it's this one right here, and I can almost guarantee you it's in the 1.0. Let me save this real quick. This is, Chaliz, Kokoda, Lia, textures. It would be pretty easy to, if I accidentally deleted this, to put it back, but we're gonna save that for a second. I'm gonna go back into the 1.0 to see if I can find exactly what the part is, because that's gonna be easier for submitting that bug report, but that's frustrating. That's really frustrating. So that's like logistically the next section I should be doing is right in front of the ears, like these two parts that like curve in. But yeah, Oh, you got a 7-day streak? Nice. Nice. Yeah, let's save all that. And then I wanna go back into the 1.0 because I can't find it in 2.0, but I can find it in 1.0. Alright, so let's go into here. This is empty. So let's zoom it out, fix that. I wanna say it's gonna be branch or framing. It's probably framing then. Not in here anymore? No, interesting. No, there it is. Okay, so it is hair framing 1. I was right. So it does exist, but it's just not in the 2.0 for some reason. Let's load this one back up. Or I see where it should be, unless it hasn't fully moved over yet. Because like, I'll be happy if it's just me missing something. Because I would much rather it be that than have to wait for the artist/dev to fix things. Let's see. Oh, yep, no, I'm just dumb. It's the only time I'm happy for that. Okay, no, we're good, we're good. We can continue on this. So let's see how this moves. Okay, let's see, drink. There we go. And then I'm gonna zoom in on this. And then, yeah, we'll start with the basic, like, curve in and see how this looks. Okay, yep, texture 12, okay. Problem solved, no issues. I'm gonna redact that note then in Discord. Because I don't need it anymore, because there is no need for a bug report, because I was just a dumb. But it's okay. So let's add in a new folder. Okay, we still like you, even if you're a little dumb. You know what? I've had a very stressful day, and I still streamed. I still made it work, even with all the scuff that happened today. You know how many times I had to reinstall OBS? Like, just to figure out what versions were gonna work and not, like, completely break everything? I had to... The worst part is, so... Because of the way OBS, like, grabs things, in the background, it's like, I don't care if you're actually using the program or not. I'm connected to A, B, C, D, and E. So, when you restart the computer in order to go and install over your current version, you have to do it really, really fast or else it gets mad. And it's like, well, OBS is using things. It's like, no, it's not. I just restarted my computer and it's not touching anything. You don't know what you're talking about. But no, I had to reinstall so many times today and I still made it work. And honestly, the part that, like, got scuffy at this point is not even OBS. It was Restream that, like, really messed everything up. But I'll figure that out and I'll fix it, because I fix everything. It's always me. I do the tech support, I do the art, I do the gaming, I do everything. So, you know what? What's life without a little scuff? Seriously, what's life without a little scuff? You need a little flavor in life. You need a little flavor. It's important. Because if I did everything correctly the first time, it would be boring. Hair framing? Frame? Let me see how they called this. Yeah, super smart. SMRT smart. Okay, hair framing 1, right? Yeah. There we go, okay. Framing 1, so I know what part is where. Okay, this I'm gonna change the color on to like a light green so we can see that a little better. And I am also gonna add a ruler because this one is definitely gonna need to be symmetrical. So let's add in the ruler first. Give me that symmetry ruler. There. Yes? Oh, symmetry? Symmetrical ruler? Oh, because we're not... 11 or 12. Ah. This is all gonna get moved here. Perfect. Okay. That ruler now goes here. And actually, that's not far off from being center. Alright, we need the object tool. And I think about here is center. And we're gonna make sure that this works inside of the folder, and then we can test this out. As long as... yeah, that's more or less the same. It might be like mildly off, but like not anything bad. So let's do... no, not save, I'm gonna undo. Okay, cool. So I'm going to guess that the frame that we're gonna need is gonna be something like this. So let's see what this ends up looking like. And then we can go from there and see how that looks. I am ahead of time gonna cut this section out though, because this is gonna be kind of a pain with everything if I don't adjust accordingly. So we're gonna grab the rectangle, selection tool again, and then same thing, make sure we're not getting anything else. Take that out. Perfect. All right, we're gonna hide that for a second. Oh, wait. No. That out. Now we can do... oh, actually, that's gonna look a little crazy for a second. We'll leave it on. I lied. I'm backtracking. I'm gonna leave it on for a second. Okay, this is gonna be number 11. Okay, that's good. Okay. Oh, I guess that wasn't the last thing. There we go. Okay, so now in here, we're gonna do hair frame? Or was it? Hair framing one. Hair framing, Where's my custom for hair framing one? Okay, this is where the issue might actually be. So maybe bug report after all, let's see. Because it is that one, is hair framing. But when I go in here, is it under something else maybe? And these are the eyes, eyelashes, fin, clips, framing. There's hair framing left outline, hair framing right outline, and then hair highlights. Trying to make my life harder. I got really excited because I was like, oh, I don't need a bug report. But now, did we just call it something else? Did we accidentally call it something else? Utensil, sticky note, sweater. What is this? Oh, that's for the animation itself. Because if I just do hair. Okay, bang, bang, clip, framing. Okay, maybe I do. Because it's not there anymore. Hair rear. Okay, well that's annoying. Okay, I'm gonna write out my thing. Okay, so hair framing one exists as in the shirt icon, but not in the paint icon for custom textures. Okay, so we're back to where we were. Okay, put that in there. Yeah, unless I'm crazy and I'm just like not reading it right. Which again, I would prefer to be dumb or crazy or any of these things. Because I want to just continue on it. Because, like, unless it's doing it this way? Huh. Okay, well, I solved the issue. I solved the issue, but I'm confused. So, hair framing, selecting hair framing left and right does work, but, okay. This one doesn't make a lot of sense to me for the way they did it, but it's probably something that they needed to do. Hello, welcome in, how are you? Okay, but I have an idea of where this is now, so that's fine. Guessing something in that app is a hotkey for you to switch scenes. If you mean like me moving to the center, it's based on voice input. But the stuff for the hair framing, I'm not sure how they have it set up, but I know where things are now, and that's the important part. We drinking boba tea on a Monday? I wish I had boba. I really wish I had boba right now. That would be great. Yeah, I had it set up for the vertical and horizontal stream stuff, so that both sides could see me when I'm speaking. Okay, well, we can work with this. we can work with this. All right, let me get rid of the background now, and then I can save it and see relatively how it's gonna look. Alright, yep, still on texture 11. That's Donkey Kong Country. I said to put this on loop. Yeah, since YouTube unfortunately doesn't let us adjust where the canvas is for both, so I had to kind of adjust things myself. Okay, well, that'll work. Okay, cool. So that is... I need to make it lower and not as close in, but that'll work for sure. That'll definitely work. Oh no, where do we put, where's our other bang? What happened? Where'd it go? Let's see, 13. Oh, 15's right there. Where did you go? Where are you hiding from me? Doing pretty good so far. Had plenty to get done today. How about everyone else? Honestly, it's been a stressful day, but not like awful. Okay, where's my other bang? Is it on 12 that it's missing? Oh yeah, why is that not there? Hold on. I can fix this. Because I see the section that it's missing on. Oh, that's why. I see what happened here. Okay, so let me select this, remove that, and then we can make those adjustments. But yeah, no, I had to fix a bunch of things for OBS today, and then Restream wasn't working correctly, and I still have to fix things for Restream, but that can be done after stream. Because it did not, it logged me out, and then it didn't want to take my authenticator code, and it was just, it was a whole mess, honestly. Alright, let's take that out. There we go. I don't think I copied any other part in. Cool. Okay, now we can resave that. Okay, file, save as. Okay, back in here. Yeah, I was wondering why there was that giant hole over there. But no, everything else has been pretty good. Just stressful stream stuff. But you know what? The scuff has to claim a stream once in a while. Okay, so this, we can go back in here, reload. There we go. There it is. It's not missing anymore. But yeah, let's angle this lower and then not quite as high. Then we'll put this background back on for the moment. All right, I'm gonna move that to, we'll do 50% opacity and then another layer. Okay, back on dry sketch. So we're gonna make this lower than it was. I don't know how wide I'll be able to get it, but we can kind of adjust with this and see where things should be relatively. I think maybe this line has to be followed before we start getting too close to the eye. Let's save this one, see where we're at. But I think we're making pretty good progress on this. Okay, reload. Okay, that's already much, much better. Okay. Yeah, because it goes right underneath. I think... Okay, it does go into the eyes a little. I'm liking the shape better. But I am gonna have to pull it in a little, or lower it more, and then I can still have some of those wispies. But yeah, you know what? We're making do, even with all the stuff. We're figuring it out. Let's see. Can adjust this a little bit here. Let me move you down, like, to here for now. Yeah, that lower section I can definitely get rid of. So let's do... This goes back on so I can see. Rid of that. And then we're gonna do the same thing where we keep switching these. That'll be 50% now. We'll make this 100. Yeah, this is... What if we lower this a little bit? Same thing here. Bring this around. Just angle it lower. And then keep following these two lines here and here. I'm actually gonna make that opacity a little lower. Just so we can see the difference slightly better. I wanna see how far this goes. Because I want to add as many wisps as possible, but some of the hair, like, highlights, I think they were calling them, we'll be able to add more wispies that way. Okay, saving. Okay. Oh, oops. I forgot to remove purple part. There we go. Okay, so I have almost exactly what we need here. Let's see, how far down do the wispies go? Because the highest section of them starts at, like, the bottom of my eyes, but the eyes are, like, they're way longer, like, larger overall compared to the model. So that's the thing that's making it difficult, because I have the entire section of hair lower than my chin, but that's not how it works on here either. You know, we could adjust the eyes. I think maybe adjusting the eyes a little bit might be helpful. Because then I can choose, something that I want added to here, and you know what, let me check and see if there's any adjustments for this yet. Pupil maybe? Yeah, let me check before I make a statement. No, okay. So, you cannot change how large the eyes are, how far in or how far apart they are, or adjust the positioning X and Y. So, I could just simply make the eyes a bit smaller, and that could help. So I think we might leave this hair frame alone for the moment, and then go and work on the eyes. that might give us more room to do what we need. All right, let's leave that in there. The eyes are over here, so let's work on the eyes. Because I want to see how they look in comparison. I'm gonna make this like a pink, but we're gonna do eyes. Let's get a ruler in here. And then that, and... Okay, so these are like slightly off as well. But you know, we probably could... We can make some slight adjustments. Let's start with just getting some circles in here and see what we like. But let me adjust this here. I'm gonna go based off of the current eye instead of like where the grid is on here. Okay, so current eye middle is about here. So let's do this in the same folder. And then we can... Okay, so that's good. Okay, cool. We're also going to remove the eye backgrounds and put them on their own layer. Here and here. So we're gonna select that, get rid of that, and paste that here. Now, if I want just circle. Actually, how high does this go? So if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's gonna look all crazy because of the symmetry on it. But I want to see exactly like where it starts and stops. So let's remove that again for now. We're gonna save this, and this will be on one of the eyes only, but I am gonna have to turn on the custom textures for this. Okay, so go here. Actually, let me go here first. I1, I2. There we go. Oh, that's the shape for those. Okay. All right. I was wondering what those mask ones were, and now I understand. Now I understand completely. Okay. So we can also change the eye shape completely now, which maybe that should be the next main focus of this. Okay, let's see. So let's do that. That's on the correct thing, and then... Yeah, I guess, I'm finding it for some of the pieces a little difficult to tell which part is which. Okay, the highlight, so it's probably these ones. Okay. Yeah, because I want them to be smaller overall, but I could just keep adjusting them. Yeah, learning! We're getting there. I mean, this honestly looks kind of insane at the moment. Just like, ah, yes, this is your VTuber. This is what they look like. Now, here's the thing. The only downside is going to be for, like, the spirals and the tears and things like that. If I change the way those look, like, in terms of size and stuff too much, it's not gonna adjust itself. So, like, if the spirals have a center and I move the initial eyes off center, those spirals are gonna look like they're in the wrong position. Like if I go and put, let's see, here's like a cry. So you can see like how the mask looks for there, how it moves here. That one's fine. Where's Dizzy? Dizzy will work for this. I guess we can't see it right now, but there's supposed to be Dizzy eyes here. I guess it's just how many of these require that centering. Because most of these actually look fine. Some... I know the Dizzy's supposed to have it. Oh, money. The money one has it for sure. Where's the money? Let me search for that one. I can't see it with the dollar signs. Okay, so... I mean, I guess... Let me take these off and see if it adjusts it. Okay, yeah, see how they're there right now? They don't show them for these. Okay, so what I could do is when I'm making the animations that have like the dollar sign or the dizzy eye and things like that, I could just manually put them over. I just don't know if they'll... That one bounces in the same way, but the dizzy spins, doesn't it? Yeah, the dizzy actually spins. Okay. Guess I'll have to think about how I want to go with that. Because, like, having these animations looks nice, and I could kind of forego certain parts of it, but I ideally have it with both parts. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about how I want to go about that. And I think doing the eyes is like the next main integral part of getting this retexture done. So I think now is honestly kind of a good stopping point because we've been on for like 2.5 hours. I am getting more tattoo work done on Wednesday, so I won't be around then, but I will be around on Friday, and I will get all the stuff figured out between now and then. But yeah, I think I need a little time to decide exactly how I want to change the eyes, because like it could be static, that could be fine, but I have to decide like what's more important of having the custom eyes versus like the full animation. And who knows, maybe the artist will let us adjust those later on, like that could be a feature request at some point. But I gotta decide how I want to do the eyes. But thanks for hanging out. I had a really great time. I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of the day, and I will see you all soon. So good night and bye-bye.